Hello. In this session, we are going to see certain design principles related to Android Wear. In the last session, we had seen that Android Wear is about small devices, watches or bands that are worn, which have a limited screen space. So considering that the screen space is limited, designing for an Android Wear device is a challenge in itself. This challenge can be addressed very efficiently if we follow certain design principles that we are going to look at now. Now, where design principles are concerned, there are two basic core functions that we as developers have to keep in mind. The first is suggest and the second is demand. Suggest is something referred to technically as the context stream. As the name suggests, suggest just means that the notification is shown without we having to ask for the notification to be instigated. So, one card is displayed at a time in this case. There are background photos which further indicate what the card is about. Android Wear is mostly about glanceability. It should not be that you have to launch an app and then it gives you information. It's like while you're working and if you just happen to glance at your watch, you should be able to see the most popular notifications that have come up. Just like in your phone when you install an email client. When your email comes in, you just get a notification. It is not necessary for you to launch the app to see the notification. So most of the notifications on Android Wear which are related to the suggest function are like those where the notification just comes up without you having to ask for the notification to be shown. So like I said, there is no need to launch an app, and the cards may have additional pages or buttons as we'll see in the later slides to come. The demand function, which is the second function, is about cue cards. Now cue card allows the user to speak to Google. And basically the way that you have to start is you say OK Google or you tap on the background. Once you do that, a list comes up with the most popular activities that you have asked Google to do earlier, or the most popular activities that you normally do on your handheld or on your Wear device. So all this comes up in a list, and as soon as you fire this voice command which says OK Google, it fires an intent, a system intent which shows you that list. And when the list comes up and you select a particular item in the list, as a developer, if you have written this app, then you will fire an intent to take action corresponding to the particular element that you have selected from the list. Now the first principle, design principle, is that your app speed performance has to be really good. As you see over here, your wearable app should not take more than 5 seconds to execute and finish so that it does not disturb the regular activities of the user. The second and quite important principle is that your wearable app should not has limited screen area precision. So has limited screen area, so precision could be a problem. So don't cram the screen too much. That way managing swipe gestures on the screen is easy. When I say swipe gestures, you just swipe this across the screen, and that has to be such that there should be enough area on the screen for your finger to swipe this notification across the screen. Try to use the context stream as much as possible, which is what I was saying earlier when we were talking about the suggest function. Suggest should be given priority. Synchronize notifications with events, sensors, geolocation so that the user does not have to launch an app to see the information. It should be provided to him just when he needs it without having to ask for it. So like you see in this figure, the user has just walked into this particular area, and based on the geolocation coordinates of the user, your app fires up a notification as says that there is a central bar over here. Do you want to check in here? So this was the suggest notification which came to the user based on his location without he having to ask for what places are good around over here. The fourth is that you should keep the screen size in mind. While designing full screen apps, keep in mind that an Android Wear device could be square or it could be round. Basically, a Wear device comes in these two forms, so you have to have your notifications adjusted in that particular way. Now, the first card in the list of cards is shown as a peak card. That is, only a part of it is shown on the screen. The main message of this card has to be perfectly readable. That is design principle number 5. Design principle 6 is that you need to chunkify information. What this means is that if the information is too long to show in one card, then break the notification in 2 pages. So, like we had seen earlier also, there was a mention that one cue card can be split up into a number of pages because you don't want to cram up the screen too much. Principle number 7 is that you have to minimize the notification. Remember that Android Wear is about devices like watches. If there are too many buzzes or vibrations from your app, it might end up being very irritating to the user. So keep your notifications to the minimum, only for important messages, and others can be a part of the context stream in which the user can glance at whenever he wants to at his free will. That is why this goes along with the initial principle that we had seen, which said that you should use suggest as much as possible because you want to minimize the notifications from your app. Principle number 8 is that you have to omit the needless text. Design for glanceability, not reading. Accompany text which should be words or phrases, not sentences. Also, it is a good idea to have icons to convey what you want with a good background image to convey what you want. Design principle 9 is that you should provide confirmation notifications. Now, you have to provide feedback after actions by using system confirmation animations, or you can design your custom ones, but basically the user should know that whatever he did was successfully executed. Now, these were the 9 main design principles with respect to Android Wear. The general design considerations like using contrasting backgrounds, consistent branding and colors, clear, bold typography, of course, have to be applied. That, of course, goes without saying. Now, what we'll see further are some design patterns which we can, UI patterns basically, which we can consistently use across all our apps for consistency with respect to UI also, and for implementing the most important concept of Android Wear, that is glanceability. So the first UI pattern that we will be looking at is cards. Now, cards could be of 3 types. Standard notification cards, which are shown as suggest notifications. Single action cards, where you just have to click once, like, you might want to play or you might want to pause, or there is something like an on off button which is shown over here, a toggle kind of a switch. So you just have to click this card once and only once for it to execute an action. Then the third type of cards could be a stack of cards so that you can group notifications. Like you see over here, it says +3 more. So once you go on clicking on this, it shows you a stack of notifications. So these cards can be used as UI patterns. This is the most popular UI pattern which is used in an Android Wear app. Next is app icons. Now, although it is not mandatory to add icons to cards, it is advisable to do so since it indicates the source of the card. And app icons are generally found in an overhanging position at the top right edge of the card. Additional information about a card can be spread over pages to avoid cramming of information on one card. Dismissing cards, for that the UI pattern is that you use a swipe to dismiss cards. So you have to swipe from left to right to dismiss a card as shown in this figure. Now, action buttons. These generally follow a convention of having a blue background and a white icon over it. And tapping on this action causes the action to be executed. So action buttons are a popular UI pattern which is used in wearable apps. Now, once an action is performed, the user should know what is happening after that. Even earlier in one of the design principles, we saw that we have to provide a confirmation. Now, even before providing a confirmation, we have to show a kind of a progress bar or a countdown to show if the action is taking long to execute, and at the end of it, we have to provide a confirmation. Now, this 2D picker that you see over here, it is an interesting UI pattern which gives a lot of flexibility to your Android Wear app. It is used to provide more options in a list. For example, in the figure shown here, when the user decides to change his location, he is given multiple options which he can scroll through and later decide on one of the options for which he implements an action. It is implemented using the grid view pager component which is provided by the Wear API. So he just slides across here, he comes to this point, and now he gets other options to see which are the other locations which are available. He likes one of the locations, he clicks on it, and he receives a notification that yes, you have checked in over here. Next is and the last one is a selection list. Now, a selection list is implemented using the variable list view class provided by the API. It provides us with a simple list which is optimized for use on a small screen, a similar one which we had just seen when we were talking about the voice notification. So when you say OK Google, this kind of a list comes up. That is a system built-in app or a demo app which has used this variable list view class to show a small list from which you may select a particular list item. So this was all about design with respect to Android Wear, in which we saw two main things: certain design principles that we have to follow, and secondly what we saw were UI patterns which you can repeatedly use across all the apps that you use, so that there is consistency and also there is a good implementation of glanceability. In the next session, we will get down right to where the action is. We will have a look at Android Studio, which is the recommended IDE to build Android Wear apps. Also, we will install the official Android Wear app on the phone and execute a few demo apps from it on the Wear emulator. Thank you.